Hello everyone, this is Dr. Bhakti Priya Bhargav, and in today's video, I will be telling you how to crack UGC NET. But before I begin, I would like to tell you some important points related to me. I have completed my PhD in English, and I have recently qualified UGC NET in December 2024, but that the journey has not been very easy. You can see that I have scored 99.59 percentile. And these are some of the clips in local as well as national newspapers of Madhya Pradesh. So let us begin. I hope you are enjoying the weather outside today, because at my place the weather is lovely. You can see the trees at my back and all around me. So I'm really enjoying the weather. So let us begin. Okay, so weather has become lovely and I started raining here. Let me show you the rain droplets here. See, so this is how the area around me looks like right now. Okay, so I have written here that UGC NET is a door to academic excellence. Why I'm saying so? Once you clear this examination, to rigorous efforts and intense hard work and perseverance, and you crack this examination, you will be able to understand that why it is a door to academic excellence. So my journey towards cracking UGC NET has not been an easy one. Let me tell you that after completing my post graduation, I started working with private universities and colleges, and so I never got chance to prepare for this examination, fully. Uh, and I had given this exam in 2014 as well as in 2015, but afterwards I abandoned this examination. I abandoned the preparation for this examination. Why is it so? Because that time my thought process had changed, and I was inclined towards civil services examination, and I was able to write its mains as well. It once so happened that when I was about to complete my PhD examination, I again started thinking of uh, clearing UGC NET examination. So that time there was an examination called MP SLET. The notification for that examination was out. So I just thought to give it a try, and I prepared myself for 1 month for that examination. And by the grace of God, I was able to clear MP SLET. After clearing MP SLET, I was also in a position to submit my thesis. And after the submission of my thesis, there was a time period when you have to wait for the viva. That time, I again started preparing for UGC examination. A lot of other things were also going while I was preparing UGC NET examination. So you can look at the score journey. That was what I gave after. I guess yes. After submitting my thesis, I again gave UGC NET examination 2023 June, and my score was 93.78. Get that final cutoff that I was not able to qualify the final cutoff with just one with a few percentage. And then again in 2023 December, my score was 178.6, but the final cutoff was 182. In June, it was 182, but again, I was not able to qualify the examination. But I never lost hope. I again started preparing for the examination. And in December 2024, I was able to qualify UGC NET examination with flying colors. More so that I got 210 against 188 cutoff in general category. It's an examination, and I hope you all are aware of this. If you are not, you should take a sprint out and have it study table or somewhere. So these are unit 1, 2, 3, 4. Grammar, poetry, fiction, non-fiction. What is interesting in the syllabus is the note. The first 4 units must also be tested through comprehension package to assess critical reading, critical thinking, and writing skills. These 4 units will cover all the features in English. Now, the syllabus of this examination itself says that the questions will not be direct one. The aspirants will be assessed on the basis of critical reading, critical thinking, and their writing skills. Another important point which I want to highlight here is a few units which can be easily covered in UGC NET examination. For example, unit number 5, language, basic concept, theories, and pedagogy, English in use. Keep in mind, this is one of the easiest unit to cover in UGC NET examination. Basic concepts are very easy. Theories, there are some methods of teachings in English. And one of the oldest methods is grammar translation method, and there is direct method. So there are many more methods. I had to pause the video due to rain, so I'm sorry for that. Another unit which is very easy to cover here is English in India, history, evolution, and future. I had covered this from one of the books based on Indian writing in English. So this is also one of the easiest unit number 6, one of the easiest unit which can be covered in a brief span of time. Next is cultural studies, which is a very interesting topic. Keep in mind, the question based on cultural studies can be solved, of course, on the basis of your knowledge as well as on the basis of common sense. Next is literary criticism. I will be dealing with it separately. Literary theory, and then again research methods and materials in English. This is also one of the units which can be covered in a brief span of time. Keep in mind, the research methods used in English are different from the technical subjects. So these are few new units in it: 5th, 6th, 7th, and 9th. 10. These can be covered in a very brief span of time. And keep in mind, the question will never be direct. In UGC NET examination, there can be few direct questions, but there will be critical questions which will test your critical thinking, your reading capacity, and how you read that question, how you interpret, and then how you answer that question. So how do I approach it? This kind of expression, these kinds of expressions were there on my face as well when I was thinking, when I was, facing continuous failures in this examination. When I was not able to clear this examination, I used to constantly think, what am I doing wrong in the preparation? How should I approach it? I used to talk to a number of people and who would tell me that what should I do and how should I approach it. So there should be some myth busting session 2 in this video. So it is a kind of general myth that one has to cover everything under the sun if one wants to clear this examination. No, it is not so. You don't need to study everything under the sun to qualify for this examination. Those belonging to humble town cannot crack it. This is also untrue. And I am a live example for you. Belong to a very humble town of Madhya Pradesh. I am from Gwalior. I was born in Bhopal, and then I came to Gwalior, and then right now I'm at a different place. But it is not, no, you don't need to be from a metro or a very big city to crack this examination. Another well prevalent myth is that you have to be from a reputed university to crack it. It is not so. Anyone from any kind of university or institution can crack this examination. You cannot. Another very important point is you cannot crack it after a certain period of year. I have used to get this when I felt continuous failures in the preparation of this examination. Few people even told me that Bhakti, now you should not focus more on this examination. नहीं हो रहा है तुम्हारा तो you should छोड़ दो. अब time निकल गया exam crack करने का. You should not now focus on that. So this is also untrue when you talk about UGC NET examination. So you should not. You should shouldn't focus on these myths if you are a serious aspirant. Now, who can crack it? Anyone who believes in hard work, consistency, confidence, and perseverance. Anyone who possesses these qualities can crack UGC NET examination. Another very important point is after you have done all these things, you have worked hard, you are consistent in your approach, you are confident, and you have been you have been following perseverance in your preparation. You should also believe in God. You should believe that everything will come to me at the right time. So how do I approach it? So I have divided this preparation in 3R, that is resource, read, and revise. So when I talk about resources, you should decide which books are you going to read for this examination. I will give you the list of books which I have gone through for this examination. Second important point is, before I go to the second one, I should also highlight here that you should limit your resources. Rather than reading 100 books, you can qualify this examination by reading only 10 books, but reading that, n number of times. So limit your resources, read wisely, and revise it. When I'm saying read wisely, I'm saying it that you have to read everything. If you have not, when I'm saying you have to read very thoughtfully, you have to read smartly. And third important are is to revise. Once you have read something, it should be in your habit to revise it periodically. If you don't do it, I don't think you would be able to achieve your goal. Supplement it with your mock test. After you are done with these things, you have supplemented with the mock test available online. Let's do it. Now focus on the important points. Now, when we say you have to focus on the important points, how do you know? How do we get to know what are the important points in this examination? You get to know it from PYQs. So reading previous year question papers is of utmost importance. Once you go through previous year question papers, you will be able to understand which kind of questions are asked, which kind of topics are asked. So read it, be diligent. When I'm saying you have to be diligent, you have to inculcate a genuine interest in reading literature. When you are approaching, let us say a drama or a novel or a poem, you must know everything about that poem, the theme. Let's take an example of a drama, the theme of the drama, the character of the drama, the kind of period when the drama was written, what are the important comments given on that drama by a few important authors. So this is one such example of how you have to be diligent. Know your strong areas. The syllabus is vast, so rather than focusing on you should also know your weak areas, weak points as well. But rather than focusing on weak points, I would suggest or I would recommend that you should have a strong hold over the areas you're in ease with. Suppose my strong area was like drama in the preparation or in the literature before the modern period. So you have to have a strong hold of the areas you are comfortable with. Keep in mind, modern literature and comparative literature have equal importance when we talk about the preparation of UGC NET examination. Another important is critical theories. You cannot crack this examination. If you are not thorough about critical theories. Let me highlight this again. If you want to crack this examination, you must know what are the critical theories, what are important critical theories. Right from literary humanism to modernism, postmodernism, post-colonial theory, psychoanalytical criticism, Marxism, and there are there are a number of critical theories. You have to be you have to be very much familiar with all these theories. You have to know whether this kind of work belong to which critical theory. Suppose there is work by Alice Walker. So is it related to feminism or psychoanalytical criticism? So you have to know about these things. Now, reading comprehension is one such aspect in English paper which is easily overlooked. Keep in mind, this is one such question in the entire paper which can be answered without uh, remembering anything. You just have to read the comprehension and you can answer 5 questions very easily. So how you will be able to do it during the examination? Once you do it during the preparation during the preparation phase. So try to attempt reading comprehension, somehow. The importance of paper one cannot be denied. I have not covered paper one in this video because then otherwise the video would be very lengthy. These are a few books which I have gone through. This list is not comprehensive, but these are some of the important books which I have gone through. I have gone through a number of books, but I would say you must go through all these books, like A History of Indian English Literature by N.K. Nayak, William J. Long. I have read. I love this book, William J. Long. This was the first book I started studying when I was studying literature. When I started studying literature, my graduation background is not from English literature. So this was the first book I completed before I started studying, poem or other things in the first semester of UG of post graduation. So I have read this book number of times. This is World Literature in Your Fist. This is also an important book. This is also one of the important because the questions related to literary terms are often asked. So you have to be aware of these questions, like what is impressionism, what is expressionism. So these can be covered from this. Then we have An Objective Approach, a beautiful book, An Objective Approach to English Literature. You can opt this book once you complete the syllabus, Indian Writing in English. You can use you can read this book specifically. And then Beginning Theory. This is one of the most important books related to literary theory. If you want to have mastery over the basic concepts of literary theory, I would strongly recommend you to go for this book, Beginning Theory by Peter Barry. This is the beautiful book, and it has helped me a lot. I hope it will help you too. I am again highlighting the point. This is not the comprehensive list of the books I have used while preparing for the examination, because when I was preparing, I used to go through the text of, important critical text. And there is one more book called English Critical Text, which is its cover is in green, the kind of color I'm wearing right now. So that is also one of the important books in terms of critical theories. I used to read that whole text of critical theories. It is important to read not all the literary texts, but some major literary texts. For example, T.S. Eliot's objective correlative, or T.S. Eliot's another important theory I'm not able to recall. Wordsworth lyrical ballads are very important. A preface to lyrical ballad is very important. Portraits, critical theories is very important. And then we have Matthew Arnold, Shelley, D.H. Lawrence, Why the Novel Matters. These are very important critical texts. You must go through it in toto. Also, the Alexander Pope's critical theories, Aristotle's critical theories. These are most important points which are frequently asked in examination. Also, when you talk about the contemporary literary theories, feminism is the most important topics which is asked. And then we have Black feminism. So these theories are important to know. So these are some important tips related to the examination. Keep in mind, you should always have your own strategy. This has been my strategy to qualify for this examination. My strategy may or may not work for you. I used to go through a number of videos on internet, but I never blindly followed anyone's strategy. So you must have your own strategy of how you are going to qualify this examination. You must have a regular study plans. If you are, if you want to study for 4 or 6 or 10 or 8 hours, you should have a study plan. But make sure you are following regular breaks in that plan. You can also employ Pomodoro method while you are studying for this examination. Take care of your health, avoid eating outside. Junk food really upsets your stomach, and if your stomach is upset, keep in mind, if your stomach is upset, you will not be able to concentrate, and if you are not able to concentrate, you will not be able to work well for the examination. Then this is important point. This mistake is committed by a number of people, that they keep on going for mock test just before the evening of the examination. You are not supposed to do that. It is highly recommended that you stop attempting mock test once you are left with just 15 days before the examination. Do not do that. It is not advisable. You can revise important fact before the evening of this examination, because regular revision of fact is really important. The facts related to chronology of important literary journals or important literary theories are very important. Think before answering. Whenever you are attempting a question, please think before answering. Do not compare yourself with others. There may be some instances where other person has completed or qualified this examination in just one attempt, and you are not able to qualify it after a number of attempts. At that time, you may be compelled to compare yourself with that person. Do not do it, because there are a number of factors contributing towards a person's success. There is a factor related to family, factor related to their upbringing, kind of environment they are living in, the kind of peer support or the kind of support by the teachers they are having. So never compare your journey with them. If they have qualified in one attempt, you may qualify it in 2 or 3 attempts, but one day, if you work hard and consistent, you will be able to crack this examination. The last very important point: God only helps those who help themselves. So please work hard and God will help you. So this was all about regarding the preparation for this examination. Before I bid you bye, I would like to underline 3 important points. First, if you are a working professional and you think that now you cannot crack this examination, please do alter your views. Let me remind you, while cracking this examination, I was working as a regular assistant professor from 7:30 in the morning till 6 in the evening. If I can do it, you can also do it. Second important point, I never went for any sort of coaching for this examination. I do watch few videos over internet, but I then prepared my strategy. So you can crack this examination without any coaching, but you must have a strategy to go with. Third important point, whenever I am reiterating the importance of mock test for this examination, I'm talking about the test available on internet. And I was also attempted the test, circulated in few of the Telegram groups I was part of. So I never went for any sort of mock test in any coaching. So now I conclude this session. If you have any query related to paper second of this examination, you can post your comment in the comment box. And I have provided my email ID sheet. If you want to mail me, you are welcome to do it. Believe me, if you work hard, if you are consistent in your approach, if you believe in God, if you are confident, and if you visualize, you can crack this examination. Thank you. Have a nice day. All the best.